right, welcome back to another episode of the Kickback Corner with your boy JayBee and Will. And we got a special guest here today. His name is Victor Balta. He is my brother. And we brought him on today just to kind of touch base. He was a guest on our show on one of our first shows. And that went really well. So we just brought him back to say what's up and see what's going on in his neck of the woods. How's it going, Vic?
Pretty good, y'all. Pretty good. I'm just hanging out this evening, hanging out, trying to take it all in for the weekend. Almost over. Saturday night.
Nice.
Had a nice dinner. Just hanging out.
Cool.
But all in all, we're good. Things are all right.
Okay. Cool. We were actually discussing we had a couple of our. It was about a week ago or a week and a half ago. We had a couple relatives on, just doing a random group chat on Zoom, and we were talking about outer space and Mars and blah, 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 just a couple things about it. And recently we were talking with Vic, and he had some pretty good questions about it, and we just thought maybe you guys might want to, chime in. So go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, to reiterate my question, I will ask again. When I approached your girlfriend about the question of the cameras being fudged with by NASA to represent Mars in a red color, when in fact the Chinese, their photos when they took off of Mars, they were, fairly blue sky, gray, kind of looked like Sonora Desert. There's still red rocks and still the beige color rocks, all that red contrast to the flooring, but the atmosphere didn't show like this red hellish looking place. So, my question was it just somebody taking the photo from NASA and turning the contrast and finding it that it came out blue, or was it a mistake, an accident? I wanted to know. Take any hint. You've seen pictures too yourself, so
I have a question for you though. Are you talking about photos when they're in outer space, like revolving around Mars, or photos on the ground of the sky?
Correct. Yeah, the Mars rovers.
Okay.
If it was the Chinese who landed on Mars, or it's just
There's Chinese are on Mars. I know NASA, the last rover that they sent out there is still on Mars. There's still things going on.
Discrepancies with the photos that I have, where I would like to see that maybe it's not all red. Maybe it's it's not true.
Vic, when they're like the rovers, they have temperature gauges. They have mechanisms on there that do discover, the last rover. I'm not sure if you know, but it would stop, and let's say it went in front of a rock. It would stop, and they want to take a specimen. A little arm kind of comes out, and goes to the rock, grinds into it, and pulls back. And that thing has some kind of sensor, and it sends the information back to us, and we kind of analyze, is this volcanic? Is this blah, 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 whatever. Now, if you're telling me that, you're wondering about the atmosphere, as in, does it have an atmosphere? Of course it does. It would be unstable if it didn't, correct? Like the other planets.
No, it does. No, I'm not disputing that. I'm disputing whether the color, is it
I think what you're
like that, or is it more Earth-like, where you look?
I think the ground is red and the atmosphere is blue, but it's so red and so, covered in red that it reflects back as red up at the top, when we look at it from the outside.
I think another thing to take into consideration is we have sunsets, nighttime, morning, and when you take a picture, the daylight or the night or the moonlight or whatever it is, it's going to affect what color certain things are. And I'm sure Mars is the same thing. I'm sure maybe they're on a different part of it, different time of the day for whatever Mars's day is, if it even has a day. I don't know how it works. I'm sure, is there a moon for Mars? Is there a nighttime?
Not that there is a nighttime. They share the same kind of hours we do. It's just in a
It's
20.
the same thing. Okay, I don't know much about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So I'm thinking
No,
that
I've been
should,
watching it.
yeah, I think that should probably be why, unless the Chinese is fucking us again.
It's weird, man. You can go look it up, pictures of Mars, and then they'll show you ones that it has like a blue sky behind it with all the red rocks on the floor with beige rocks mixed in between, kind of black rocks. And then the mud, you can see the mud is like really deep brown, reddish color. And their sunsets, they look like purple red, more than anything. Yeah, little dots in the
Just
sky,
be
you always see it
careful.
there. But it's just been always like are they hiding something in Mars? Is there something more going on?
I would say
I
be
don't think
careful
so.
of what you see on the internet. There's always manipulation to make it look better than it is. Because I'm not sure if you've seen the video. I saw a video of some guy made like a 6-part series of the rover in Mars and its mission. And you know how it sends back pictures? It doesn't send back video. This guy made the pictures go together, so it's like one long video. It's amazing. Where did it go, and what does it look like around there? And then a sandstorm hits. 1 month later, the thing shuts off because it knows it's not supposed to go during a sandstorm. It clicks back on when the solar amount, like that penetrates into the solar panels.
Right.
It kicks on the battery. So it started again. And it goes so slow, bro. Like they said, like 5 centimeters every minute or something like that. Like just
That's crazy.
crawl. And
What's the reason for that?
what? The slowness?
Yeah.
Just to be safe, because imagine if it was going fast and we're transmitting signal to tell it what to do, it might bump into something, fall over, and then you're fucked.
We're screwed.
It's not,
I never thought about that.
And also, sometimes it gets stuck. So if the slower you go, the less susceptible you are to get stuck into something deep,
It just seems what seems weird to me is like how advanced NASA is or whatever. That's NASA, right? Not SpaceX or any bullshit.
NASA and like the next rover that's going, my girlfriend's company, JPL, they're the ones that made it. They're the ones that I've seen the pictures when they were like it was in the middle of the making of it.
But what I'm saying is like you remember those race cars as a kid, you'd hit something and they'd flip over and they'd just take off on the Why don't they design it like that to be precautious in case it does flip over? Like, why don't they design it in a way where if it flips over, it's still on its wheels? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The camera could be altered. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me that it seems kind of primitive. You know what I mean? For having where we're at right now, like, oh, this thing could possibly flip over on another planet if we don't be careful.
It's
like,
a very good question. I think it's more of you got to understand, like, it has solar panels and it's got an arm to drill and it's got things to take specimens and so on and so forth.
Man. So that doesn't seem like a lot of things that would be an issue to develop that. You know what I mean?
But have you seen the rover, what it looks like?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It doesn't look like something that you could do flip flop. Like
that's my point.
It's
why not make it? I'm not saying make it do flip flop just in case it does flip over, a way to combat that. Do you know what I mean? Like, like where the wheels are really big and then the rover itself is thinner than the wheels. So if it flips over, you could just flip all that gear around somehow and
gyro.
You know do you get what I'm saying? As far as like it's like a defense mechanism for it. Not really.
I hear you. I really don't know. It just when it comes to something like that, I don't think it's an expense issue. I think it's an engineering issue. Like, I don't know if anybody's come up with anything that good where they tested it and it passed. You know, the only thing that's passed is what they've actually created. You know,
so
that's what I'm thinking. They test that son of a gun a lot, dude. They need to know when it gives an error code, why is it giving that error code? So they test it in every scenario. So if and when it does fail out there, they know what it's from. Oh, it's because remember we had the same error code for this, so just pull it back, put the arm down so it gets out of the ditch or whatever, and then move forward or whatever.
Right.
Believe any
But
of
that
the,
takes months. You know that? Like that video, they're like this when they got stuck, just to move like a foot away, it took months for
What
it
the hell?
to slowly trigger the wheels back and forth,
yeah,
back and forth to get out.
that's it. And so it looks like that, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's close, but it's not exactly.
Would
It's like a
would you
rendering.
guys believe that the sky in the picture are real, or that's like a painting or something?
I don't know,
Wait.
man. From that Mars rover thing, it looked different than that. That looks too.
You
like,
see,
those are
that's
all,
the sky that I've seen right there. This
those are all renderings, Will.
These are renderings?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
those are all renderings.
let's go to.
Just type in actual photo. I think the one all the way to the left,
Yeah, that looks
top left.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not open. Oh, these are actual pictures, huh?
Yeah. Because last I heard in that video series, 2 months ago,
Yeah,
it was
that's
on
how it
its
looks
way.
like.
It was on its way to the big crater, the largest crater on Mars.
Okay.
It was on
The
its
one
way.
I was thinking about looked different than this.
Yeah.
When you asked me, so I
It's
see
just
where
it's
difficult the engineering difficulties.
yeah, bro. It's got too much. Like it's got a lot going on, man.
I guess that's how it looks like. See, that's the sky I see too.
Yeah, see, this is this to
it
me
looks like a blue sky, sort of.
Yeah, but this is probably like time of day type thing, man. It has
Okay.
to be. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks so surreal. It's the way the light comes in this picture, like it looks foggy almost, you know?
Yeah.
True.
It's
And,
hazy.
and then
Very
it gets
hazy.
into this really dark gray over here in the left.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's just because of the atmosphere is different. The how far they are from the sun is different. It's gonna reflect light in a different way. You know what I mean?
And look at all the red rocks, brown rocks. It's all that same color. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Arizona.
Yeah.
True. Like Arizona.
It's like
Look at it.
clay.
See,
It's
it drilled
clay,
into
dude.
the floor. It drilled
Yeah, and
into
it
the
came
floor.
out red.
Yeah, this is like red clay, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
like the fucking natural.
I thought
earth.
that was like the stuff they make fireworks with. That's what they said it was.
See, this is trippy right here because there's this. Could you guys see my mouse cursor?
I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's all this blue right here, and then
Yeah.
it hits. It's this red, like
Yeah.
it's almost like it's water. You know, like it's
Right?
Yeah.
you don't see the light hit that way where we're at because of the the different circumstances it has as a
Oh, yeah.
planet. You know, this looks like it's like a
It says it's a mineral vein.
This is.
Yeah, it
Or
says
this thing
miner-
right here. This thing right
a
here.
mineral vein with bright and dark portions dominates the image of a Martian rock target called Rona, which is near the southern upper edge of the Vera Rubin Ridge on Mount Sharp.
Rona, as in Corona.
Corona?
That's a good one.
See, this is. I should start a conspiracy theory now. Let me paste something together real quick.
Yeah.
Stick shape, rice size, features.
Vic, I'll send you that video because I want to watch it again. The rover. It's the way he made the video, Vic. Like it's so smooth. It looks like a real. Like there's no still images. Like it doesn't flicker or anything.
That's
Like,
dope.
Is
That's
there,
dope.
is there video?
It's video, bro. It's video.
Okay, now my other question is, what do you guys think of the face on Mars? What do you think it really
That's
is?
BS, man.
And how come NASA hasn't taken pictures of that area?
That's why people they in their toast bread, it looks like Jesus after they toast it. Come on, man.
It is. It's the same concept. I mean, it's the same way of thinking.
Yeah.
You could see what you want, man, in abstract things, dude. You could make so many different images of so many different things. I know that concept. Like I've seen where people like pour a beer and then they look in and in the fuzz there's a face or whatever, from like
Yeah,
memes and shit like that.
yeah.
To me, it's the same thing, but they're saying it's like stands up like 3-dimensional. Let me look it up.
Another neat little fact about the rover, they sent it back like whatever 7-10 years ago or whatever, and they said that it was only supposed to last like 6 months. Like that's all they cared about. Like that's all they engineered it for. 6 months, it's still working. So anything that they're getting now from it is like a bonus.
The hell is this? The page
Hey,
you're looking for may
what are you doing on National Geographic, Vic?
Oh, I got it.
Come on, man. Give me a break with that.
What I think it is, honestly, I've heard stories about it. It's actually the belly of the pregnant man. It's the guy's arms coming down across his stomach, and then the eyes are his chest.
The eyes are his chest.
And his arms droop down around the edges to make the outer dimension. You just think about his arms and torso. And then the middle part is stomach. And they tell stories about Sumerian legend that the Anunnaki.
Who's they? Where are you getting this information from? I never heard all that.
Well, this is like Zachariah Sitchin and some of the,
keep going, Vic. Keep going.
Their followers. Well, it's been said that one of the Anunnaki leaders at a time was killed and put into this mountain, and they built it, and it was called the belly of the pregnant man because in a fight he had with another king, he bit the penis off of the other king.
What the hell?
To Mars, and swallowed it, and he became swollen in his stomach. And when they found him to track him down, they killed him and they buried him here.
This is Mars. You're talking about Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, and who says these stories? I couldn't hear.
These are coming from.
These are stories, the Anunnaki from the Sumerian people back.
Sumerian legends on the tablets and stuff.
Who's what's Sumerian?
Like before Assyrians, like old, like Sumerian, Conan the Barbarian.
Okay. Look in face on Mars. Type in face on Mars, belly of pregnant man.
Belly of pregnant man. That's weird.
That's not right. That ain't right. That ain't right.
Who told you?
Go to images then, man. Just go to.
I was on images.
That's images.
No. Take that typing off. Just go back to face on Mars, man. Look, go to that faded picture over here on the right.
Is that it right there, Vic?
No, up. No. It says Cydonia, Mars, Wikipedia, face. Right there. If you look at it, it looks like a man's chest and the arms coming down around.
Hold on, I'm trying to get closer to it. Does that zoom in?
Not that one. The other one next to it. The other one next to it. That one, yeah. See how you look at it? Looks like the man's chest and his arms coming down around the sides and the stomach.
Hold on. I'm really looking at it.
The guy's breast, the little nipple is in the eye. The chest is right there, and the arms come down around the edges.
Okay, like see, this is what I was.
It's like hugging its stomach.
This is what I was talking about. When I was a kid, okay, I had my night light on, and I would lay in my bed, and I'd look on my ceiling. And there's all these shapes on my ceiling, bro, and I'd make whatever the fuck I'd want out of them. You know what I mean? Like, this is like so. Is this the face?
Yeah.
That's
I can't even look at that as a face, bro. I thought it looked like this.
That's what I'm saying. But if you look at it as a man's torso, start from the top.
I can't. All I see is a hill, bro.
Yeah,
I know I could. If I sat here and stared at this, I could probably see that. But
it's like this. It's like this. Look. It's like the guy's hugging himself like this. You see the chest and the torso like this. It's like the guy's hugging his stomach.
I
like
got you. But why this? Okay. Yeah, I see.
I'm not. I don't
There's
know. I'm
no
not
head.
seeing it.
There's no head.
No head. Just the stomach part where
Yeah.
it's a mouth.
Okay,
That's
John,
supposed to
look
be
at
like
watch
a
my
little
mouse, John.
fortress that they're holding his body in.
Look at this is his chest right here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
This is his right arm
Yes,
coming down
yes.
like that. His
Oh,
left
Yes.
arm's
okay.
coming down like that, and
And
this
then
is the
stomach.
belly. But it's too
Big.
In the center,
abstract.
it's supposed to
Big.
be a
It's
temple
abstract.
where his body's at.
This
Vic.
is how they used to back in the day when they look up at the stars and they goes, "There's Orion's belt. There's his arm. There's his thing." That's how we got all that stuff.
Vic, if you believe in that, dude, give me a break. Man. Give me a
Okay.
break. That's a little too much.
Yeah.
Now
Which
we're
Sudonian people are
we're
seeing this?
bending the truth a little bit right here.
Which
Then the D&M period. You got to look at D&M pyramids. D and M period.
S&M pyramid?
No, D&M pyramid.
DNM.
No, not and. Just D.
Oh, DNM.
Uh-huh. Those ones, yeah.
Where's
Next to the
it?
face.
Oh, that's
Those
like
are the
supposed to
pyramids
be
that they talk about.
like how we have on Egypt.
Oh, this is Mars.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
there's
next
the
to
face
the
over to
face,
the
too.
right. And the pyramid structures.
I don't know.
That's
bro.
weird, but I don't know.
It's to me, it's just like a jagged edge stone, bro. Like I don't.
Out of place. It's a
Will.
little out of place for that kind of
Vic.
mountainous.
Vic, do you remember that video we saw on YouTube about the history of the Earth or the history of civilization and all that? It was that
Yes.
cartoon.
Yes.
Now, Will, I'm not sure if you ever seen it, but it's kind of weird. It's like an hour and a half long, and they
It's a
go
good
really
perspective.
fast with
It's
the
a weird
info. It's
perspective.
just like the guy goes, "Look, you can take this as being correct, or you can just listen to it and take your own assumption. But this is what we think is the history of the Earth and the world and all that." And they go into many scenarios, and one of the scenarios is there were people, or I don't know about humans, but the first people or something like that were living on Mars, and Mars was actually really nice and very just like Earth with water and all that, like everything, civilization and all that. But they started to fight, and there were wars, and there was nuclear weapons and all that kind of stuff. And then they blew one up that turned Mars into what it is right now. And those people somehow left and started here. And the same thing is happening here. We're kind of eating ourselves alive a little bit.
So we're gonna go back.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, there's a possibility, Vic, that if you want to believe that story, then yes, there's pyramids. Someone built those, but I don't know about that face. That just looks kind of that looks a little too much like someone really took the time to make that thing look like a face.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a face, bro.
No, when you see the actual thing without light hitting it, like
Yeah.
these shadows hitting it, it's not a face. I mean,
You know what? You want to go see a face? Go into Egypt and go look at those big old statues. They're all this weather beaten and sand beaten, but they're still there. That's a face. You know what I mean? That's not a face.
yeah.
They say a lot of things, man. I follow a lot of these ancient alien followers, Linda Moulton Howe, and I follow a lot of other people in that industry that, like recently, the Pentagon just admitted about these
UFOs.
UAVs, unidentified aerial phenomena, and it's that's it. They're proving UFOs exist, and they've had this going on since World War II.
Yeah.
The Pentagon just came out with it because of a leak that came from that dude of Blink 182 of a source he had, and then it just went viral.
Blink 182.
Yeah,
the
lead singer,
guitarist.
the
I forgot what his
lead
name
guy.
was.
What about?
He's a
him?
huge dude. He was on the Joe
Oh, I
Rogan
heard
show.
about that. Yeah, he's like all into that stuff, right?
UFOs and stuff. Yeah.
So what did he do?
He leaked out a photo from one of his sources of a aerial footage, live footage. It came firsthand of a pilot following a UAV that
What's that lead
unidentified
singer's
aerial
name?
phenomenon were.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom, DELONGE.
UAV.
What's
V is a Victor.
Like Victor, like vehicle. Unidentified aerial vehicle.
That's the one on the right, the gray one.
Where'd he get this from?
That's from his source. That's a live feed from the pilot itself. So the recording was taken from the pilot's computer system in the plane, and whoever took it from there, it out, and he got it. And it goes on. It's like a big movie, video thing where the pilot's trailing this thing for miles.
So is there actual video?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the Pentagon had to come out and admit that, yeah, this has been happening since World War II.
When was this revealed? When was this leaked out?
I know just recently, right? It's not been too long, but I know for a fact it's somewhere out there. Declassified video. Yeah, that's it.
You know what, Will?
Huh.
If you want to, right there at the top, you can see like there's like lettering at the video. If you click that, it'll take you to YouTube. Just
Oh,
just there.
UAP. Oh, it says
Is?
UAP. P as in
Yeah.
Peter.
Oh shit, I never knew you could do that.
Yeah.
But my question is, are we hearing the sound? Did you hear the sound?
Not really.
List of 3 U.S. military videos of an
Just
unidentified
I can
watch
hear
it,
the
bro.
sound.
phenomenon.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm gonna
Okay,
mute it
Shane. Okay.
so I can hear you guys.
Captured by a Raytheon advanced targeting forward-looking infrared air filter pump. Jeez.
Raytheon.
Yeah. Jack used to work for Raytheon. That was a long time ago, though.
He never wanted to talk about his work.
He mentioned some stuff, but nothing. They never worked on
Sensors
anything like
in
this.
infrared. Look, watch. Sensors in infrared up there.
Okay. Sensor aimed 2 degrees below aircraft access. F-18 calibrated airspeed 238 knots. Mach number.
Point
Hot
58.
display is white. Hot
I'm gonna
items are
pause it.
white and cold. What does it say? Hot items are white and cold items are black. In black mode, hot items are black and cold items are white. So this is the hot mode or cold mode?
Well, it doesn't
They're
matter because
hot.
we'll just see if this is the space. This is hot because the aircraft has to be hot, so it's white.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hot items are white. Yeah, but it probably flickers. We'll see what happens. Maybe it changes the display.
All right.
It's not playing. The fuck. Why aren't you playing? There we go. It's not letting me play it. There it goes.
I think it's just delayed because of we're doing a video chat, so it's kind of. Wow, he's like right on it. That thing is barely even moving up and down. Wow, you can see the plane is tilted
Now
to
it's
the right.
cold mode. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Like the plane is flying sideways to it's like going in a circle, kind of like he's just flying sideways.
a little bit, yeah. This thing's flipping over and
Oh, he
shit.
says it's rotating. What the hell?
Oh shit, I was trying to put the volume on.
Damn it, Will.
Hold on. Why isn't it letting me put this out? Okay, we'll go back to that spot. Yeah, dude, it's acting weird. Like I can't.
Well, what
I
did you
keep
guys
trying.
think of the Bob Lazar, Joe Rogan podcast? That one was pretty interesting.
Which one?
Bob Lazar, he was a scientist out in Area 51, and there's another station that he was at, and that he tried to do. They got him to do back engineering in the secret space program that he was in with Area 51. So he talks about seeing UFOs, how they look like inside, the ones he's seen. He mentioned the United States.
Remember the
The USA
anti-gravity
built
machine?
one already. Like
Remember
the
the
United States has a patent
Vic,
on one.
remember the anti-gravity machine?
Yeah,
Remember
dude, that one
they were gonna cut. They were gonna cut into it,
and they fucking exploded it.
Yeah, they tried, and they're like, "Where's that guy? He's not here anymore."
Where's that guy? Oh, he's not here.
He's not here anymore.
So that's the video. That's all they're looking at. But that's.
I mean, if you
speed ahead, dude. This guy's going full speed, dude. And that thing is just dancing around the sky like that.
So, sorry, I couldn't hear what you guys were saying because I was playing the sound from it in case people who view the video could hear the sound. I don't know if it's gonna be able to record the sound.
It's just they're just talking on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I if you're gonna be that narrow-minded and not think that there's something out there other than us, come on, man. Like, really, please. It's just the evidence is overwhelming. There's like old, all the stuff that they find in Egypt and all these other countries and stuff, and it's so like in such a primitive time they're building these crazy things. They had some kind of influence, and I'm sure there was some type of life here before.
Is this the video that came out recently that like after the pandemic started, like the one that like, because I know there was something.
So.
This is it. So.
This is it.
From Tom DeLonge.
Shortly after, the government said they admitted, yes.
It's crazy.
He has a lot of friends, bro. He knows a lot of people. And since he's been getting it more and more into it, and he's not just a nobody, kind of thing, people are starting to, help.
Take him seriously.
Take it seriously. There we go.
Like, he's not a joke. He's lost piercings and shit. And he looks like normal Joe kind of guy.
Unidentified aerial
small things,
phenomena.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
See, they don't want to call it an unidentified flying object.
No.
They want to call it an unidentified aerial phenomena. Because if it's an aerial phenomena, it can be open to any interpretation at that point. Exactly. It's not just lumped into UFO.
It could be one of those Japanese hornets.
That stigma on it, on UFO.
Could be a Japanese hornet. A murder hornet.
Murder hornet.
No, I just find it really interesting, though, when things like this pop up. Like I said, on my YouTube, I always get ancient history, the documentaries. Some of them are 5-10 minutes or an hour long, depending on what I want to pay attention to. But, different perspectives of what it was like in the ancient times, what were things going on, what's, the ancient architect stuff. Like, ooh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Old shit.
It's interesting. It is. But I just, where do you draw the line on where people are trying to feed you their perspective on it rather than what they're actually, they know? Like, what kind of evidence do you actually have? And what you're trying to, what the hell? Stupid. I don't know. I just don't like it when people start drawing conclusions off of their own imagination rather than, we have this and we have this and this. So by reading this, we're coming up with the conclusion of this rather than well, if you use your imagination a little bit, maybe they were doing this and they were doing no. I don't, it's a little too much. I don't like that. And sometimes they do that with the history stuff, like Sumerians and.
Dude, recently recently, get this. I just got recently done talking about a guy, a whistleblower from Area 51. He says that he was in direct contact with aliens from another planet on our planet, but they were located in a station by Area 53 and Area 52. And they called it Dreamland. And I don't know why, but that's where they called the area they were in. And it was an area that they all congregated, the aliens. And he was just this one dude that was put there, and he was asked to be at the spot monitoring a station where these aliens were at. And he tells them, he goes on to story telling about his incidences with they have like bigger eyes. They eat grass and like vegetarian stuff, so they don't have teeth like we do. They have like ridges, so they can eat like plants. They don't eat meat. As they get older, they live for about 700 or 900 years, and as they get older, they get taller. But their organs don't get more bigger as they get taller. They just stay smaller, so it's like they become more feeble. You know, he goes on to say that they have white skin. They usually stand about 6-7 feet when they're at their peak of age. And they're light. They're lighter than we are. They have hollow bones. So if we were to hit them, they'll break, and it'll take like 200 years for them to fix that break. He goes into detail about this stuff. So I'm watching it, and it was just like, it's so weird to think like his stories could be fake or it could be real. There's with his whistleblowing, where he was and stuff.
There's so many different interpretations, though, dude. Like, people have talked about, and not just nobodies, like even you seen that movie Fire in the Sky?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't see.
You never seen Fire in the Sky, John?
What the hell's Fire in the Sky?
Dude, have you heard about those guys that guy in Texas that he went missing? And they found him like a week or two later in the middle of the forest or some shit, like fucking butt naked. And he said he got abducted, and his friends were out with him when they saw it happen to him. And when he went missing, they took his friends in as like suspects, and they all had the same story. And they were
we can have some
lie detector tests for all of them, all that shit, and all of them fucking passed, dude. And they were all telling the same story, that he got fucking abducted. They saw a light come down, suck his shit.
Oh, okay. And this is based on a true story?
It's based on a true story. It's called Fire in the Sky. Yeah, dude, it's freaky, bro. It's freaky. Have you seen it, Vic?
No, I'm gonna have to now because I remember.
You guys gotta watch that movie.
Not watching it. Not committing. On a different note, check this out. I, for the first time, have a refrigerator that runs water from the fridge with ice falling down from it, man. I hooked up the water line to my
Where did we get into this?
No, I'm just really happy about it. I wanted to talk about
Today you got it?
Well, no, I had the fridge. I just got the kit from Home Depot. And it was
to
like
actually make it work. To make it work? To make it work?
No. Yeah, I just the line has to go because my kitchen, the refrigerator's here, the sink is over here. I have to go all the way up and across the top and into the sink on this side. So it's like I had to couple a line because it stopped short from the refrigerator.
Oh, you have to do all that
short, and I have to hook up a union and then send some more hose underneath. So right now I just got a jerry rig on the floor with some duct tape, like so it's on the floor and going across the kitchen into the sink. It's working though. It's working. Ice, water, clean water, man. The cleanest water I've had, man. Like I have a Brita in my fridge that I use, but this one, man, dude, real good.
Straight out of the fridge. Out
Hey,
of the,
I
Vic.
just never had that for a while. I haven't had a refrigerator like that. It's, you know, every fridge is. I have to buy ice every day. 99 cent store, like every 4 days, man. Buying ice, like no more ice. I'm buying no more ice.
I don't know how we got onto fridges, but do you remember, Vic, when we were listening to that guy reading that book, Behold a Pale Horse?
Oh
Remember
yeah,
about the secret societies and all that stuff?
yes,
And then they got into the part with the UFO. Do you remember that stuff?
yes.
The guy goes as far back as in the Eisenhower days. Eisenhower didn't want to be didn't want anybody to know where he was at, so all he did was say that he had to take care of a root canal. So he was going to go onto the army base and visit the dentist over there. He went somewhere else, and where he went was where the UFO landed previously, a couple days before or something, to meet the aliens. And the alien he met, he describes it, what they talked, they shook hands, what they talked about, and they came to an agreement where they'll keep him, and they will send humans up in exchange and to do testing and vice versa. So they were finding things in the middle of nowhere, like Arizona and the desert and whatnot, just parts of animals, humans, just parts. And it was supposedly they had rules, like a treaty kind of, where you're not supposed to do that. Like you're supposed to bring him back safe and sound.
safe.
Yeah, and they didn't. And as far as he knows, he's just reading what he saw from the classified documentation and the photos. And supposedly their treaty was disrupted after that point. But they kept the spaceship.
Well, here's the rub. Here's the rub, though, on that one. The way I heard it, it made it seem like these aliens have the upper hand on us, and we're the primitive ones. So we couldn't really make a fair deal with them. They were being as fair as they could be.
Of course.
But, you know, it's like they're still going to pull some strings, and there's nothing you could really do about it. You know, it's like you either join them or beat them. Like, it's
maybe
so weird how it came off. It's like, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, but we'll give you all of this. So, can we have this? Like, no, you can't have that. We're just going to do what we're going to do here, but you can't tell the media or any people.
Yeah,
that was the only thing that they agreed on, is they wouldn't tell the media or the people.
They're not in an advantageous, scenario. They can't. You're not going to get any advantage over it. They'll just fly away, if anything. But it was funny. Like Eisenhower himself left and at the plate it was like, I don't know if it was Edwards Air Force Base or Cape Canaveral or something.
Andrews
one of those
Air Force Base.
Andrews. That's where they met the alien or whatever in the hangar, and there were scientists, and there was actually one reporter, and supposedly that reporter went insane, and he jumped out of his window. Jumped out of the window.
It's kind of one of the reasons why I watch Star Trek a lot, dude. It's just like, what if Gene Roddenberry got it right? Because he worked for NASA.
There's a possibility, but a lot of
there's some credence to his TV show being like, aliens are individuals just like us, and they have their own different ways and different ways of talking and communicating, but all the same, their individual personalities. Even this guy I just talked to you about, who worked at Area 53, Dreamland, whatever I just said right now, he said each individual alien, you have to treat them as an individual person. They're not like a collective. Each person tells jokes, they're funny, or they're real mean, or they're real, like, real cool. Some of them are like just, looking at you, staring at you, studying you, because they don't know what you are. They just see that you're a human being.
Fascinating.
But this dude noticed that, like, one time he followed one of the aliens into a muddy area, and he followed the tracks, and then he measured how depth it was, and then he noticed that this 7-foot freaking giant of an alien only weighs about 90 pounds.
Vic, I try to talk Will into watching the Star Trek movies. The movie, not the old.
No,
The newer ones.
You have to.
Isn't it a good movie, Vic?
John, I love it. I have to rewatch it again because there's my TV. The speakers are kind of going out. I can't really hear all of it unless it's really quiet. But dude, man, the graphics are intense.
No. Not Picard. The movie 2000, like in 2009. Remember when they rebooted Star Trek?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I mean, you got to be into the fantasy of all that stuff because it could be real one day. That's all you can do.
Oh, I'm not talking about real. Is it a good movie, Vic? Is it a good movie? Like graphics, story, actors?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's a given. I was trying to explain how you don't.
Will, in that picture, like the first Star Wars, they become a crew. Like it's the how Kirk became Kirk.
Everything started.
Yeah, and how they, and then the part 2 is you see that guy on the left in that the 3 people. He's the enemy in the second one, and then the one on the right.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, the one on the right is part 3, and that's.
They're meshing them.
I still have yet to watch 3 again to really understand it.
I didn't even know there was a second one, bro. Actually, I do know there was a second one. I didn't know there was a third one for sure.
The chain of those movies is over, man.
Still, no, they're gonna keep coming. But my favorite one is number 1. Number 2 is good too. It's just the graphics and the way they Star Trek and kind of what the basic premises is. You got Spock, the smart guy, Kirk, the renegade kind of. It's cool, like the way they portrayed it. It's like new age kind of almost. It's and the graphics and the spaceships and then there's Klingons and stuff. It's just whoa. It looked so shitty in those old TV shows back in the day. They made a movie and it's fucking like it compares to Star Wars as far as graphics, cleanliness of the scenes and the acting and the story, but they're completely different. There's no Darth Vader. There's no
seriously.
There's no Force.
Okay, this is what I recommend. As what's the closest thing to what's going on, bro?
Mork and Mindy.
Nano.
So what'd y'all eat tonight?
I had SpaghettiOs. First time in a long time.
When did your mom make you the spaghetti?
This was yesterday.
Did that influence you to eat SpaghettiOs today?
No. I had it. And the thing is, I didn't want to make a sandwich. I didn't want to make food, like cook it. So I was like, I have these 2 cans of, it's a beefaroni. It's the same thing, but they're just like noodle,
Dude.
So you open the can,
totally
put it in a bowl,
tonight.
Microwave, eat it.
Yeah.
I totally made spaghetti tonight.
Did you?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I haven't had spaghetti in a long ass time, bro.
Oh, dude. It was really so heavy, though, man. Like, I felt it. After I ate it, I'm like, whoa. That was rough.
I took a falafel, air-fried falafel with sauerkraut and pickle and tomato and Dijon.
No, where can I buy some kanafe?
Dude, they're all open. Sarkis pastry, stuff like that.
Sarkis will have it?
Yeah.
I want to go get some.
Just drive up Brooklyn's, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
You find all the kanafe you want.
You might want to try to go early. It might be more fresh.
Fine.
What kind of kanafe you want?
Well, I want that one, that Jordanian style, where they sandwich with the cheese and then the drizzle the shit on it. It's kind of red, but it doesn't have to be red.
Jordanian style. Everybody eats that one. You're talking about the orange one.
They make it the best. Orange, I'll tell you that much. Sometimes, man, those fuckers, man. It's so good. It's so good.
Dude, I'm dying right now, man. I was just looking up how they make it. It was fucking delicious.
Like you're craving it like a motherfucker right now?
Well, yeah.
Like if I showed you this, it wouldn't help.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
So for people that don't know, these are some healthy pistachios, and then everything else is fucking sugar and cheese.
It's an Arabic themed
So like,
dessert or
yeah.
Arabic inspired dessert.
Oh shit! I went back to Mark and Mindy. Hold on. Kanafe. Kanafe. Let's look at how to make kanafe. How about that?
Uh-oh. That's it right there, buddy. That's it.
Mozzarella cheese kanafe.
No, no, no,
Kanafe,
no, no.
kanafe, and a kanafe.
Kanafe. That's a good one right there, too.
That guy doesn't look like he knows how to make kanafe. John, is that what you did on the camping trip? Missed it.
Kind of.
Wow, that looks so good.
This one doesn't look that. I mean, I'm sure it's good.
Well, they use different style of.
Yeah, look at this, bro. Oh, that's not that melted. That's not good enough.
I'll be right back, guys. Hold on.
All right. No, I don't like how they did that.
No, it's dry. You have to have it like
dried
gooey.
out. Yeah, you gotta have it gooey.
I have no idea what was it.
That's a good one, Egypt.
This looks weird. It's like a. See, so what is that? Yeah.
Egg.
Butter. No.
Milk.
Milk. The hell is this advertising?
Break it up.
I gotta get rid of it. What is this stuff?
This is the baklava stuff.
Yeah, but what is it actually called? It's like
well,
wheat?
it's a wheat. It's a wheat.
Yeah, it's a wheat.
Wheat noodle, like you could make it with noodle soup. You could do anything with this kind of dried up noodle. Add water back into it, and you could mix it with rice, and you have little noodles in the rice.
Lime juice. What was that stuff you put in first?
I didn't see that. I forgot.
Sugar syrup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this shit's bad for you people. Like this is like fucking like 6 months of desserts. Like in one.
Oh, they're making the syrup.
Dude,
Yeah,
syrup.
Yes. Add rose water.
This is so bad for you, dude. Look how much butter that is.
Yeah. Bro, there's no way that's gonna be healthy.
No,
they haven't even gotten to the cheese yet, man.
No,
that's the cheese. They're making it now, man.
Shuhada. Oh, there's healthy. Whatever nut that is. Nutmeg, cardamom, pinch of salt. What is that?
I don't know.
Cream to loosen the sauce.
Oh, mozzarella.
White sauce.
I don't like this representation.
No, but it's good. It's for people to understand what it is. Like, no, this isn't by any means like.
We use the other cheese. We use the good cheese.
There's
goat
different
cheese.
kinds, yeah, the goat cheese and the mozzarella to make it stringy. That's actually not. That's not bad.
Vic, do you want the kanafe like this, where it's like khubz, or do you want the one where it's like the little stringy?
Yeah, the stringy,
like that.
like this.
That is the stringy. Okay.
Yeah,
but the way they make it with the Arabic cheese, not with this mozzarella.
No,
stuff.
but they still put the Arabic and the mozzarella. They put the goat cheese and the mozzarella.
Oh, okay.
And the mozzarella cheese is what makes it stringy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
That has everything I can't have. The only thing I can have is like the cashew, the pistachio.
Pistachio. The
Just get a bag
pistachio.
Okay, you guys proceed talking. I'm gonna run to the restroom.
All right. Yeah. So did you watch the Picard show, Vic?
Well, I'm still on it, brother. I'm still on it, man. I haven't stopped.
What episode you on now?
Episode 5. I just,
Oh, okay.
7 of 9 came with.
Did he find the girl yet?
No, just right now he found Maddox. He just found Maddox, and he's telling him about Taj, and then. So,
Oh, okay.
And then,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember now.
So just found out, all brand new news.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to watch a movie tonight. I'm not sure which one though. What do you think's good?
No, I'm just chilling with y'all.
No, I'm gonna try to watch a movie tonight. What's good?
Oh, what's good? Let's see. Oh shit! Oh man, I've been watching so many different things.
I don't know.
I can't. I'm really bad with new movies because I haven't been getting out of my usual. I still do Monday through Friday. If I come in my room, I'll put Big Bang Theory for a little bit just to keep me going.
Yeah.
To do is keeps me going, but it's still entertaining. And then finally, if I have some time and I'm not moving around.
Oh, did I tell you? Did I remember? I sent you a link yesterday.
What?
Wrestling. It's a wrestling video. Dark Side of the Ring or something like that.
Yeah, that was badass, dude.
Vic, there's a bunch of. If you go on the Fire Stick and search for it, Vic, there's like 2 seasons and they're all good. You should watch the one on New Jack, and you should watch the one.
Is it on WWE Network or no?
No. This is something else. Just go on the Fire Stick. Go to any one of those. Go to any one of those apps and search Dark Side of the Ring or.
Okay.
Let me see what it was named. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring. There's 2 seasons, Vic. There's some stuff in there. My God, like whoa, like good retro, like Dino Bravo, his story. Remember, I told you he got assassinated. They have a whole. I didn't know anything until I saw that, man. It's crazy.
Cool.
It's crazy.
Hey, Money in the Bank is tomorrow. You gonna watch it?
Nah, I don't watch that shit.
Come on, man.
I can't, Vic. There's no crowd. I can't do it. I can't. It's just like, I get it. It was fake before, but the crowd kept me in, like the cheering and the anticipation. Someone comes in and everybody goes nuts, Now that's gone. It's really a show now. I can't do it.
What are you talking about?
Wrestling.
Oh, there was a UFC fight tonight.
Yeah.
No fans, right? Did you watch it?
It's probably on now, or no, it's over now. But if anything, I'll watch highlights tomorrow if it comes on.
The wrestling was weird though.
Dude, it's weird. Like, the older you get, even though I love it, like I like the show itself. It's something when the fans are not there, man. I know it's fake or not. Okay, forget fake. I know everything's predetermined. Okay, it's a show. But the thing that kept me going with it is the reaction from the fans.
Yeah,
when someone would come in and interrupt, it's like the crowd would go nuts when their music hit. Like, that's crazy. I love that part. Everything else kind of, I'll just hang in there. Now there's no fans. It's really like a circus. It's like a circus show to me now. I can't.
It's crazy.
Guys, I need a refill. I'll be back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I can't get into it. I can't. I tried. It's just, it's kind of weird, man.
You
to hear the announcers talking and there's like no crowd noises. Yeah.
You think the first couple of weeks of football season are going to be like that? No fans?
I heard a different scenario. Even in basketball terms, they will have people in there, but they'll be like 6 seats apart and so on. Like if it's a 60,000 stadium, only have 15,000, and they'll be spread apart ever so gently in the crowd. But it's just talk. It's just talk. It's not real. It's not on paper. It's not an agenda. It's just talk. And okay, sure, but is it really going to happen? If you let the floodgates open, people will go. They'll have packed houses, but they're going to have to regulate it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to happen, but.
Did you hear New England has, what was it, 5 primetime games this year? There's no Tom Brady, no Gronk.
Oh, yeah, I was hearing about that. I was listening to Skip and Shannon.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see what Tampa Bay looks like.
It'll be fun to watch. They'll be a good team. That coach is good, man. He's got good game plans. So
He used to coach Arizona, right?
Yeah. He used to be the quarterback's coach in Indianapolis when Peyton Manning was around. He's like a brainchild kind of thing. Like he's a good quarterback whisperer. Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to see the stadium that the Raiders are playing in. I just want to see what the stadium looks like, because all I'm used to is the fucking baseball field in the middle of the grass.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have that anymore.
First week of the season, Dallas is playing in LA.
That's cool.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to get tickets for that.
I don't know either. I don't know. I heard on.
So what are they gonna do to season ticket holders? Are just gonna get recompensated for like?
I don't know. I heard on the Dan Patrick show, the college football season. You know how it starts like kind of like a month beforehand. They were saying that if by the end of July, if they don't have a set scenario and or schedule of how training and or games are going to be, and everybody's not in, that's going to be canceled. Not postponed, canceled.
They're canceling the season?
Yes. If at the end of July, they're not all on agreement about what the scenario is going to be, who's going to be at the stadium, who's allowed, who's at training, who's allowed, and all that. Like, there's a guideline. If there's no guideline, they're not going to wing it. They're just going to cancel the season. Which is kind of weird, because the scholarship athletes, they're there to play.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
It is.
What do you think? Do you think that
we'll be back to normal by then?
Do you think by July?
Like it or not, this is how I think about it. Like it or not, those things will continue to move forward. Sporting events, you name it. Just life in general will be, and the people that don't want it to change and they're going to stay home and do all that, so be it. But those are going to keep moving forward, and it's going to be a slow progression to go really literally back.
Yeah, but what do you think it's gonna take for, like, see, like the NBA took like the blunt force as far as like having to actually postpone, not being able to start the season yet. They were already playing and they had to stop the season, right?
Yeah.
What do you think it's gonna take for them to be like, okay, you guys could go back out and start again? Like, where do we have to be as a country as far as that being okay to happen?
I think knowing who's going to be at the practice, who's like.
Well, no, I know what the for the NBA, but I'm saying, what gives the NBA to say, okay, time to go back?
Oh, that's definitely I think the president himself.
Yeah, but what needs to make him say that? Like, what does our government need to see for that to happen? Like, what do you think that is?
I don't know. When it comes to things like that, that's a bigger discussion. You know what I mean? Like, truthfully, to me, all it's going to take is like a snap of their finger. They'll just okay, everybody could go back to normal now, but will we accept that? What do you mean we could go back to normal? How can we go back to normal? Blah, blah, blah. They're going to just tell you, don't worry about it. We have guidelines. They're not going to tell you about it. You're going to have to research it, but things will move forward. People will continue to get sick, but at the same time, things will move forward. They will try to get more and more safe, and things will move forward.
I'm gonna tell you, I talked to Nasser today in New York, and his cousin's a doctor in Bronx right outside of the city, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said in the beginning, the government or whoever was giving basically like a checklist of guidelines for hospitals that first person to get the ventilators are these types of people. The second person to get a ventilator are this type, third, fourth, whatever. Like as far as like, does this person fit into this group for them to be able to get a ventilator before this person who fits into this group, right?
Yeah.
So they had to make a lot of decisions about who's gonna die. They did.
Yeah.
So that wasn't bullshit. But now, I guess there's more equipment somehow. So I don't know if that's were we being told something that remember the state governments were freaking out we're not going to be able to get enough ventilators. We're not going to be able to. Is it
especially New York? Especially New York. That guy was talking smack on Trump. You keep saying you're going to bring them, but I don't see anything. He kept saying it. And I was
he's like 20,000. What's 20,000 going to do?
Yeah.
But do you think it's because the equipment they weren't expecting they actually got provided with? Or do you think it's because the mortality rate is actually a lot lower than they thought it was going to be? Or do you think it was a combination of both?
I would say possibly a combination of both, but as you're talking, my deep down feeling, and this is just my feeling, from what I know and what I've experienced and what I've been told and heard about is there is a possibility that the numbers that they're giving us, bro, are just inflated and or deflated numbers. Who knows? We're not counting.
Elon Musk, they talked about that today.
You gotta understand here, it's not a secret that if people die in the hospital and they die of COVID-19, there is a payout of some type of 16 grand or now here we go. It could be $1, $2, I don't care, 50 cents. You're giving money to a hospital because the guy died of COVID. So there's some kind of incentive there to say, hey,
it has to do that money
the guy's knee busted. He got an infection. He couldn't breathe anymore because of the infection. So he died of COVID.
Yeah, they were talking about that today.
So you think about that,
No, I do, but the thing is too is you got to think.
Look at Todd McShay, that guy from ESPN. Him and Mel Kiper always go back and forth about the draft. That guy's been in the hospital since April 4th or 5th. He just got out. He hasn't seen his family and anything. 2 days ago, he got out. He went home, and he's telling his story. He was really sick. So it's out there.
Yeah.
But is it as bad as what they're making it to be?
Yeah.
And is everybody as susceptible as that guy was? And some other people?
Also, I think to take into consideration, so I don't want to label it as a payout. They're getting money based on the fact that, if you do get COVID, you're covered, insurance or not, you're covered.
Yes.
Where's that money coming from? It's coming from the government. It's going straight to the hospital. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for them, if someone comes in uninsured, they don't have to go through this whole billing process or nothing. They're getting money
Yes.
for
Yes.
each
And that's
patient that comes
kind of weird if you ask me. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like part of, you know, the whole stimulus thing. I mean, the stimulus thing is weird if you ask me.
Free money. Since when?
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Since when are we getting money? Yeah.
We didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
Did we, like, literally, was there mass riots outside before they did that? Hell no. They just, we're going to give $1,200 to people.
But here's my theory on that. I don't think everybody's getting that money, bro.
No, I don't think so.
Because I haven't seen a penny. My fucking couple of my coworkers got it.
Vic got it.
Vic got it.
My mom
I think they just sprinkled it, just to shut people up.
Bro, I think you could go on the website, IRS, you could check and see. I don't know. Just saying.
Let me check.
No, I got mine fairly quickly.
No.
Like a week, like 3 weeks after they said they sent him out, I had it. Go.
You just go straight to IRS?
Yeah, and there's like a portal for the stimulus. And there's one where you can apply for the stimulus, like you have to file your tax thing, and then there's a thing where you can check. They'll ask for your
coronavirus tax relief?
Yeah. Should say stimulus or CARES Act or something like that. Something along those lines. But yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of people saying the same thing, like they haven't got it and they don't know when they're going to get it. And
I still don't think everybody's going to get it though, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get to a point where we're back out and they still haven't paid everybody. And people are going to be like, fuck it. I'm just glad to be back out. Like, I'm just glad this shit's over. You know? People aren't going to care at that point, bro.
You're right. You're very right.
If they told me right now, we could either get a vaccine or we'll give you fucking $4,000, like at this moment, I'll take the vaccine so I can get back to my life, bro. So for $1,200, it's like, I don't know. I don't think people are gonna care too much, man. As long as they're able to kind of get back to their life. Because
let me ask you a question. Let's say your work called tomorrow, surprise call. Hey, everybody's coming back to the office.
It's funny you asked that.
Back to normal. Would you go?
No, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened, though. Right. They sent out a survey to employees. What's it called when they don't know who fills out what? Not confidential. Anonymous survey.
Yeah.
Electronic anonymous survey. And the questions based on some of the restrictions being lifted, they're basically saying there's a possibility we're going to go back this month. Mm-hmm. How come? And it was a rating survey. So like, how comfortable are you going to sites? How comfortable are you being around people, around teachers? How comfortable are you coming back to the office on May 18th? And all I did was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all the way the fuck down. Because, bro, I'm not ready. I'm waiting a month until everybody's out there.
What if you have no choice? Everybody starts going back to work.
My work would never not give us a choice.
That's why they said.
If that was the circumstance, I'd have to. Okay. I'd have to.
Like if my work called me tomorrow and say, "Okay, everything back to normal. Come back to work Monday." Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I don't. They're gonna hire someone else.
But what if you had my circumstance where they say we could give you a few more weeks to like still have your job?
I'd stay out as long as I could.
Exactly. Yeah. Luckily, I'm fortunate enough to have that. I'm fortunate enough I'm able to work from home right now. But
I mean, for you to be able to work at home, they shouldn't rush it. Because
they're not.
Kids are not going back to school anytime soon.
Well, so here's the thing: YMCA. So that's only districts. Yeah. So like, if you're like I have a couple YMCA's, and what they did is they put a survey out to the parents saying, if your entire household of parents is essential workers and you need childcare,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, send us back the proof. And if you want to bring your kid, we'll set up one of the YMCA's in this area because it's a sector. Okay, I'm not going to say which sector because we're recording.
Yeah.
But in this area, to watch over whatever kids qualify for that. They got 4 responses. So they have 4 kids. So what they did is they opened up one of the YMCA's. They're practicing the social distancing or whatever with the kids. And now they're reaching out to the community to see if there's more parents that went to different schools or whatever, and they're essential workers and they need their kid, and they're going to take them in just until shit gets back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
You know? So it's pretty, I mean, it's cool, but if I was a parent, bro, I wouldn't. If I was able to go a month like I did right now, like I've been going a month, I should be able to withstand. I'd hope I could withstand a little bit longer. But if I had the freedom to be able to keep my kid out of school, I wouldn't be sending him in, bro, because I don't trust. I wouldn't trust other people with being able to keep up with those guidelines with a 4-year-old, dude. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
6
true.
feet apart. I mean, how are you gonna?
That only goes so far for a kid.
Man, they're wiping like this and touching other kids.
Are we getting close to a vaccine? No one's talking
No,
about
hell no. No way.
You have to try it, Vic, on animals, and then try it on a human. And,
well, the humans tried one of them.
And then you got to wait and see what happens to that human. Does it grow anything in their fucking liver, or
they're volunteers, bro?
You know, like
people
you get
that
tumors
are infected.
and shit like that. You got to wait. You know.
Like you have to admire people like that are like, fuck it, try it on me. Like I have COVID. Go ahead, let's try it. I'll be the guinea pig. You know, that's scary, dude.
It is.
People are scared to get vaccines that everybody takes. And like,
I would be a little worried too with the COVID one if they came out with like a full-fledged one.
Yeah, I'm worried with the flu.
I'd be scared. I'd be scared to take it, man.
Yeah,
Not for the fact that they're giving me COVID. Like, it's not that. What else they giving me? It could be fucking bleach in there for all I know. You know what I mean?
Bro, I would
carcinogens, whatever you call it.
I mean, I would
things that lead to cancer. You know what I mean?
My whole thing is like, if people choose to take it, which a lot of people will, you know, then they took it. I don't feel like it should be mandatory for everybody to take it, because really what it is like keeping the numbers down. That's what it's all about, right? So if there's an immunity buildup, by the time the vaccine comes out, we'll know who's immune by then, hopefully. Like most people will be immune, you know?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
My TV was about to turn off.
I thought you said I couldn't hear you.
No, I can hear you.
So
but that's what's going to make everybody go back to normal, is a somewhat of a vaccine. I don't know why not to take it.
Well, that's not. They had an interesting talk today on when what's his name, Elon Musk was talking to Joe Rogan. He was talking about if this does anything, it'll make our government look at how they're spending their money differently and look at how they should be investing in vaccines for stuff they don't have vaccines for, which we have been living with already. Mm-hmm. So in the sense that to assume that they're gonna have a vaccine, like for things to go back to normal, that they need a vaccine, that's not necessarily true, because there's so many other things that we get that we don't have vaccines for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think the thing is that by the time for things to, this is going to sound really fucked up, but for things to go back to normal, there's going to be a lot of people that die before that actually happens. And really what it is like, if you get it and you don't know you have it, and then you're healthy again, and then the next season comes around, now your body has an immunity to the virus. Mm-hmm. You already have the antibodies. So that's what it's going to take, is the herd infection. They're talking about a herd infection, right? That's what they
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be one or the other, or both, a combination of both. But definitely a vaccine could get things back to normal. But I don't think. I think by the time they have a vaccine, like we'd go through another season of this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think by then they'll be more mentally prepared for how to deal with, hopefully, a pandemic. You know?
Yeah, because I'm tired of wearing a mask into stupid places.
I mean, that's the least of my worries, bro. I want to be able to walk into my fucking parents' house, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, that's the thing. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know. There's so many maybes and so many oddball scenarios, but I think, you know, we're humans and stuff. We do have to evolve, and then maybe this is something we have to go through to evolve even more. You know, get stronger or whatnot. And this is one of those things. If it's not a government thing, like we didn't create the coronavirus, then this is something like, you know, like the meteor hitting the earth and destroying the dinosaurs. It's one of those things, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Not saying that any of these people are not worthy. It's just one of those things, you know.
No, I mean,
Unexplainable things.
this has happened before, bro.
Of course.
You know,
It's just kind of stupid that we're not, you know, we watch movies about these, you know, like even like Star Trek, Star Wars, like they can tell what's wrong with you by just scanning your body. Why can't we do stuff like that? We got a lot of money, man.
That's not where we spend our money, though. That's
Of course.
That's the issue.
We spend our money in Afghanistan guarding opium fields and shit like that. Trying to take over governments of other countries and stuff, which is ridiculous. You know, who cares?
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like, hopefully this opens up our government's eyes to like where they should be investing shit. You know what I mean? And
as long as
I mean, are we hearing anything about fucking Canada?
I haven't heard nothing. All I know, the border is closed.
They only give a shit. That's the best, bro.
Hey, forget about Canada. What's going on in Mexico? Seriously, what's going on in Mexico? You would think like, okay, Canada, it definitely civilized and there's nice
Mexico
areas and all that. Mexico, are they seriously running out of beer?
No, they ran out of beer. That's it.
What? Get out of here.
No, I'm not joking. They're not making any more beer. So, I mean, the things are not open. That's it.
You're telling me everybody has to drink tequila now?
Pretty much.
That's bullshit.
Everybody's got stockpiled on beer, but, I mean, that's fun.
Beer and Takis.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like, Yesenia's cousin said that, yeah, that's it. They got a refrigerator loaded with beer that could last them
a week,
about a month.
If you're not going to work, it's like a week.
Dude, I've been drinking a lot of beer, bro. I've been drinking a lot of beer.
You go to Walmart, there's no beer. You can't go to the liquor store, get beer. There's no more beer.
I just saw this thing on Google, Fauci modified quarantine. I wanna see what this is all about.
Modified quarantine.
Like the rules of quarantine, you mean?
Hey, dude, I saw a 10-person tent in Costco.
Oh,
$224.
Oof, that's huge, man. Max
that's
should
like
spend is like 120, 130.
Dude, I can't do it. I can't do it with everybody in the same tent. I just need my own shit.
No, he wants that for himself.
Oh, you want a bachelor's pad?
I know.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, let's say if I took a family, like 4 of us can fit in there, like, real good.
Yeah, let's check. You guys can't. So you guys can't hear this shit, huh?
No.
Let me see if I could switch to the computer. At least maybe that way you could. Hold on. Let me stop sharing real quick. Try something real quick. Okay. Talk real quick.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Amigo.
hello.
Right. Tell me if you can hear. Oh, hold on. Motherfucker. It's coming through my headphones still. Sorry, people.
Hey Vic, what did you think of that music I sent you earlier? My jamming. What? No good? I just need to know if it's bad or good.
It's always good, John, but it just sounds the same.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like a different reiteration of the same thing.
Yeah, because I'm using the same chords. I don't know anything else.
No, of course, no. I'm not taking anything away from you on that part, dude. It's always different. It's just like, you know, if there was a different tune in your head, you know, I'd like to hear that. But it feels like you got this emotion tied in with this music you're making. It's all like what makes you feel good. You keep playing the same thing.
What is it like? It's the same like tempo more than anything, or the same notes.
It just sounds like.
Were you talking about the recording you sent me on Facebook?
Yeah, Messenger.
You're playing a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
You know how Motley Crue has a song, and their rock is like hair metal rock, and they have that
Wait,
grunge.
he's just talking about the feeling you get from it is the same.
Yeah, that same pump, pump.
Oh, okay. Well, it's probably because the drum beat is always the same. That's the only one I use on all my songs because it's from YouTube.
True. There's that too,
I mean?
but it's always different though. I'm still giving you that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if there was some other tune in your head you wanted to play.
All right, let's check this out. Did you guys hear it?
Yes.
Now I do.
And then your whole life is different.
Stupid advertising.
Normal people.
Our own Jake Tapper had a chat with Dr. Fauci, and he just sent us all a note about the conversation, Dr. Fauci, telling CNN that since it was determined he was at what he calls low risk regarding contact with the White House staffer who tested positive for the coronavirus, meaning he was not in close proximity to the individual. He's not necessarily doing a full quarantine, but what he calls a modified quarantine. He also tells Jake that this modified quarantine means he will stay at home, telework from home, wearing a mask continually for 14 days, though he says he might eventually wind up going to his office at the National Institutes for Health, where he's the only one there in that office. He says he also will be tested every day. He was tested yesterday, and that came out, fortunately, negative. This is a big deal, though, because if these three top officials from the coronavirus task force are now quarantining for 14 days, I assume others are going to have to do the same.
What if Fauci dies, bro?
Essentially will, but that is one of the things that we are.
Hey, what if Fauci died? You think everybody's gonna freak out? Hey,
I don't know. It says negative though. He took the test.
Yeah, I know. If it takes a while.
It's just he's got balls. Let's say he did have it.
Yeah.
He's still gonna go back to work and
they said he's gonna work from home most likely for 14
days.
days.
But to even mention that you're gonna possibly go out and go to you can't do that. You're supposed to stay home and not get anybody else sick, asshole.
How crazy are these statistics compared to the rest of the world? Like our statistic compared to the rest of the world, bro. We have more than a quarter of the cases in the world.
Yeah.
And 78,000 out of 279,000 deaths just in the United States.
That's a substantial amount. That's really weird.
That's huge, bro.
If it is real.
It's definitely real.
13 or 16 grand times 72,000.
Dude, I saw on
16 grand
on the internet.
Remember 16 grand if they die of COVID?
Where'd you hear that?
We were just talking about it.
But where'd
Hospitals,
we-
they get money.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was 16 grand.
That's what I told you. 12 grand or 16 grand or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, where'd you hear that?
Oh, shit. This was an article someone put up on Facebook a while back. I've heard it, someone talking about it. Who the hell did I hear that from? I can't remember, but I heard somebody talking about it. And it makes sense, you know.
Well, yeah,
Guys,
Hospitals get
Yesenia-
money for, you know,
yeah.
doing this shit, you know. But
No, Yesenia has a friend works in the old folks home, and she gets tested with the COVID-19 swab every day now. But she's tested negative, so has the employees. But
Fucking nose.
yeah, the nose one. They scrub the nose. That's the test.
ouch.
And but here's the thing though. She says they have old folks that are in there. They're sick already. They have COVID-19. They already had 3 people die, and now there's a total of 25 people since last week. It was 15, so they're gradually getting more cases. But like none of the employees got it, and it's old folks home, and it's just these old people that are already sick, man, on hospice or some shit like that. I'm like,
Not none of the employees. That's what I don't get.
I
Bro,
saw a
I think-
study.
look,
I can't remember where.
I'm still under the.
Do you think it's possible to like get it and your body fights it off in a day?
No. I think it's you. It needs a lot of things need to happen in order for you to get it. We just know of what they're telling us. We don't know for a fact, but going outside and being around people probably is not the thing that's going to get you sick. If someone's in a room with a bunch of people and he's hacking away and he doesn't cover his mouth all the time, then someone's going to get sick.
Yeah.
But if you're just talking, you know how it's just air, bro. Air.
I
and
don't
like,
know, dude. I don't know about like. I think if you're in a football stadium or like still outside, but you're right next, I still think that's risky though, bro. If someone calls,
See, that's the thing. I don't.
but what would make it different? What would make being inside different than that?
Something
Yeah,
coming
we
out
don't
of their
do
mouth
that.
and going into your mouth.
That's
Well, for
that
me,
can't
it
happen
was
outside?
always.
Bro, it's just air.
No.
You don't know until they actually sneeze or
But
cough.
I understand, but you don't, no. I'm not saying from the air outside, but if you're around a bunch of like shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people outside, that's not going to happen.
There's a possibility.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute, Will.
But you could go to a game and wear a
What are the-
mask and the little loogie doesn't go in your mouth.
Hey, Will. Do you remember?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Hold on. He's not understanding me. You're saying that you feel like being indoors with a bunch of people, if someone's hacking away, you're gonna get sick.
Especially if you're nearby and you breathe in their
right.
vapor that they just hacked into the air, you know?
So what I'm saying though is that can't happen out. You feel like that can't happen outside the same
It
way?
could. It could.
Yeah,
But
okay,
if you're
okay.
gonna go
I
if you're gonna go to the stadium, put a fucking mask on.
Yeah, okay.
Or put a bandana or
Yeah,
something.
I misunderstood.
Anything to block the initial wave of that spit getting in your mouth or whatever it is, you know. That's all.
I
And I think
misunderstood.
the people that are working at this old folks home, Vic, they're wearing masks, correct?
Yes.
So those old people hacking into the air, there's a way
No.
less likelihood of anything getting into their mouth.
No.
It needs to get in, and it needs to go into the throat, and it needs to vegetate, it needs to grow. There's a lot of things. So let's just say you do get it, and then you happen to drink orange juice after, and it just whoop, goes straight down. Up, acid, it's dead. Over. You shit it out. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I know what gets me
we
sick.
can
What
eat
gets
a lot of
me sick-
stuff, and it doesn't harm us. Where it could harm other.
Oh yeah.
creatures,
I
you
mean,
know?
it's all based on
It's
their
just the
immune
chemistry, man. It's
The,
just
the one
chemistry.
thing, and one thing only that gets me sick all the time is if I'm playing with my sister-in-law's little girls. When they come over, they're like 2 and 5, 6 years old, and well, actually, right now they're 3 and 7, but still, when they would come over, man, I'd get close with them and play with them. Then I immediately know their germs are on me. I'm going to get sick a week after. And sure enough, that's the only thing that gets me sick. What would be Will and John's, like that proverbial hook, line, and sinker, that one that's going to get you sick? Is it cold weather? Is it this? Is it that?
Bro,
Could
you
it be
forget I work with that
the
age.
one that
I used to work with that age every day. Cold weather does not get people sick. That's
no, but what gets you? What you know that gets you sick? Where are places and things that you know that like you stay away from because you know you're gonna get sick?
Bro, anything you fucking touch can get you sick.
Okay, what have you remembered? The things that.
Bro, did you forget I was a teacher for like 8 years? That's
No,
what I remember.
he's saying a specific incident that the next day when you woke up and you were sick, you're like, fuck, that kid got me sick, or
Yeah,
I shouldn't have touched that.
every day
that
I was
thing.
teaching.
No, but from that, you were sick every day?
No, but every
That's what he's
time I
trying to
got
ask.
sick, I saw it coming because a kid would like cough in my face or fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like the kid would have like mucus, and their fucking parents would send them to school anyway, and I'd be like, I fucking know like that kid's gonna be touching a lot of toys that I'm gonna have to clean later. But the reality, what it all comes down to, bro, is like if you're playing with kids like that age, like just try not to get.
Yeah, don't put keep their hands off of your face.
Pretty much, yeah.
And if they do touch your arm or your hand, make sure you go wash it after.
Touch your face after that. Like it's okay to hold hands with them and all that shit. Just don't touch.
Yeah, I just never remembered getting sick from a stadium or a concert or something. Like
I don't think
indoor concert. I remember indoor concert got me like sick, like a hockey game or something like that. Yeah.
No, but you don't.
Games like I'd get home and I'd feel sick.
You can't think about that in hindsight. Like, oh, I remember a time when I was at the stadium and 3 days later I got sick. You never think about that shit. But I'm sure there was a public event that has gotten you sick before. There has to be, bro. It's not just kids, bro. It's not just kids.
Vic, you got to understand, if your immune system gets really low, it could be in the air and it'll just come in. Like someone was walking across the street about 5 minutes ago and their breath comes through the window and through the fan, and then you breathe it and you get sick because your immune system is just that low. It's that unhealthy,
That's a big thing about it too, bro, is that fucking.
If you're doing all you can to make sure you like try not to get it,
you're less
I'm pretty sure you're less likely to get it, Vic. So, but if you're going to be careless and after that kid touches you and touches everything in your house and you don't clean up after them, like you're just going to leave it like you usually would, you'd go to sleep, you kind of just barely just take off your clothes and jump into bed, you might get sick, dude. It might just infest and it'll get in somehow. Yeah. You go to yawn and and it goes right in your mouth. Done.
Like there's like when I'm out, bro, the second I walk into this house, I take off my clothes and take a shower, bro. That's the first thing I do every time I step back.
I didn't do that. I remember when I went to Ralph's last time, which was a while ago. I had just taken a shower. I put clean clothes on, and I went. I had a mask on and everything.
Right.
And after I left, they have wipies, so they gave me a bunch of wipes. I wiped my hand and everything. And I went home. I didn't shower after, but I did heavily wash my hands before I even touched anything in my house, other than the doorknob outside. But I don't know. I don't think of it as that. It's that worrisome. Like I don't think it's gonna get you that, especially since everybody's wearing masks. I don't think
it's gonna
catch onto your
but
clothes and all.
Well, yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it. When I was at Home Depot waiting in line, I'm 10 feet apart from somebody. I didn't have a mask on until I walked inside the store.
Yeah.
They didn't have a mask on?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Just standing in line outside, like I'm 10 feet away from anybody. My mouth is closed, and I'm not.
Well, you got to understand, if they have a mask on, they spit. It's going to go in their mask. It's not going to go in your mouth.
Yeah,
I know, but
yeah. The thing is, Vic's protected because they're wearing a mask. But the thing is, they're not protected from Vic. That's the problem.
Yes, exactly.
That's the
No,
issue.
yeah. As soon as I'm inside, I have a mask on, but when I come out and I take it right off, I go to
Me
my
too.
No,
I
when
do
you're
the same
outside,
thing.
it's fine, bro. Look
Vic,
at
as soon as I walk out of Ralph's, I take it off right away and I put it in my fucking
Oh,
pocket.
same
but-
here, dude. Same here. I got a sleeve on my face. It goes to my neck, and I have to lift it up.
See, I don't.
I have the surgical mask.
I wait until
That's
I
cool.
get in the car, bro, and because I want to put it somewhere where it's not gonna come in contact with me and shit. And my hands touching the inside, and I don't know what my hands touch.
I leave it on my front seat, folded out, like just open.
Yeah.
So when it gets hot during the day and the sun's beating on it, fucking night,
Kills everything.
that'll kill it like a motherfucker. UV
Kills
rays and all.
Kills everything.
Well, I don't know, man. I just wish they had more information about it.
Oh hell yeah, man! I mean, it's not fair. We can't live like this.
Well, I mean, not
We
about
can't live like this.
pollution.
You
I'm
can't
talking
live
about
like
the
this.
virus in general, bro. You know, like they don't even know what the fuck. They don't even know everything. They're learning something new every day.
Yeah.
You know.
Already as it is, we have to deal with a lot of pregnancies that are happening in vitro now.
Right now, right?
In
A
vitro.
big wave of people that cannot get pregnant right now, dude. They just can't have sex together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, a big amount. A lot of them are doing in vitro because they can't do anything. Like it's just not working.
Wait, they want to have a kid, but they're scared to get the corona, so they're not having sex. You mean?
No.
saying
Since
they're
this
not-
last year, John, before the pandemic, a lot of people, they're trying to have kids. They can't have it naturally. They have to do in vitro, where they have to introduce the sperm, fertilize,
Yeah, I hear you. I know.
and it won't work the natural way. Something's wrong.
Hey, I don't know if you've ever heard of eugenics. Remember, that's the agenda the government had, or the higher ups had, where like these GMOs, and we drink everything out of plastic. They have certain side effects by doing that.
Making us sterile.
Yes,
Making men and women sterile. It's fucking retarded.
because population is getting too crazy, you know. But the thing is, that only works for so many people. There's a lot of people that are off the grid having 7, 8, 9, 10 babies.
Bro,
No problem. They just look at the
No,
other
but these
person
are
waiting
United
to get
States
pregnant.
studies. These are United States studies.
I've gone.
Yeah, I hear you.
I've gone to the point where it's like if I don't have kids, I'm not gonna care either way, bro. Like I'm not gonna
You
look
know,
back.
I have a good follow up to that, Will, because that's a good one. Me, I have that same mentality too, where my life will not depend on if I do have a kid or not. Like there's no. I just want to remain healthy and have a nice life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever that means.
Right.
Married or not, I don't know, but have
Well,
a
if you
nice
come to
life.
think about it, we come from a generation of family members who, in their lives, could never dream to give their kids such a freedom and life that they never have thought of, and their parents before them. You know, the idea of coming to the United States was a far-fetched thing, and they made it happen. So we're that legacy. So why not enjoy it?
Come on,
We
Vic.
can't pass it on. We're not going to, like John said, depend on the fact of having kids, because we can look back and say, hey, we're the blessing for those.
He's saying it's okay because our fathers, forefathers, did so much for us to
I
be
thought you
in
were
this
saying the
position.
opposite. Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? That's another way to look at it with John's way of saying it, you know?
The problem is, like, you know, I have a
We
girlfriend
enjoy
now,
it.
and
We should enjoy it and have fun and make it the best we can, because they've made it possible for us.
the problem is now, like, I have a girlfriend and we've been going out for a long time, and it's getting serious. Okay, so she definitely wants to have kids. Like,
Yeah, but see, the thing is,
there's no life without kids for her. You know what I mean?
you know what? She could quickly change her mind too, because I thought like that at one point in my life too. The thing is, dude, is when it comes down to it, if things work out between you two, like you're gonna have a choice to make. If she wants kids, and like
Well-
from what you're saying, you think like me, it wouldn't matter either way if you had a kid or if you didn't.
How old
right?
is she?
34.
That's what I'm saying. She's still kind of young, and it's women are different. There's the
thing is with her, she wants that decision to be made now, going forward. You know?
Hey, just say yeah and see what happens, man. Maybe
Yeah.
you guys will think I have a hard time too. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'd say no. I mean, I'd be yeah, and then see what happens later.
She's like, because her mentality is, why even get married if you're not gonna have kids? Like, you know, like what's the point? I don't want to be with someone that doesn't want to do the like. She wants the OG original way, like marry with the Hanne party, the engagement, the thing and the thing and the thing, all fancy smancy.
No, but it seems a little impractical between the two of you that you guys should, you know, move in with each other, man. You guys should feel how we live.
Here we go. Beautiful. See, my brother, sometimes you say smart things. This is exactly what I told her. I go, look, for me, and knowing what we know now, how, you know, you hear stories about people, they get married and it just doesn't work out because maybe they rushed into it or they just didn't really find out anything about each other. Why not move in together if you can? Learn, like, live with each other for a year, if anything.
Enjoy each other. The marriage shouldn't be. The marriage shouldn't be being parents, being thrown.
And she is a definite no on that. But absolutely not.
What's her thing?
Because it's not traditional. That's why.
There's a conflict of interest. Excuse me.
No, but the thing is, you understand what that traditional is.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not bound by any rules.
It's like Tom Segura said,
come on, man.
I'm totally fine with your opinion. Just expect me not to give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm not that harsh about it. It's just
but bottom line, it's like I get it. You can be happy and do that, but what am I gonna do?
All I want is for her to think about it kind of in my shoes too. Not just you have this vision of how it's supposed to go in your brain or how you want it to go. Let's try to scale it back a little bit and see where we're actually standing. Do we have that?
Because
you know,
I mean, I might
that
be
even in the cards, or are we going to push to make that happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I get it. You go get the permission from the parents and the whole nine. Like, that's all going to be done.
Let me ask you something. Even if she was taking the tradition out of the equation, you think her parents would allow that?
I think so. She's 34.
That's not. She's Middle Eastern. See, you guys don't have sisters, dude. You guys don't have sisters. I forget.
Well, I think
we're more Americanized, dude. It's not that bottom line.
No. It is, Vic. Believe me, because I'm just as Americanized as you, and that shit would not have to.
Yeah, I know, but why would you want to have your arm twisted by a tradition that's not yours?
Your parents do not understand that tradition isn't yours. That it's
I
not
mean,
about.
you know how narcissistic of a tradition.
Okay. Did you notice
Vic,
how I
but
said?
They still go by it.
Did you notice how I said allow? Did you notice how I said it with like this?
Allow.
Meaning that she makes her own decisions, but would her parents be okay with her doing that? Is what I'm saying.
No, I mean not outside of it. She wants it because she likes.
No. Let's not insinuate. Like, I'll tell you everything as far as I'll tell you a little bit more background because we've talked about this ad nauseum.
Look, I don't want to get too much in depth in it. The only reason I say that is because her saying that she doesn't want to do it because it's not traditional might be a reflection of what her parents expect of her, and that's why she's saying that.
You are correct, Will. You are correct. Now, hold on, Vic. Don't say nothing. You are correct, Will. But the thing is, in this case, she doesn't know that. She's insinuating that her parents want it this way. And she likes the theory of the old-fashioned, all that.
But,
you know what I mean?
But I'm pretty sure she knows her parents, bro.
I'm sure she does, but, you know, at the same time, when it comes to life decisions like that, and the parents aren't getting any younger, if it was my kid and it made them truly happy, what the hell? Why would you get in the way?
But we're different, John.
That's true.
We're way different.
What Will is thinking of, it's all fun. It's all great. If it works out that way, great. You know, if you can follow that structure and you got a woman that'll do it with you, fine. But the way I see it is, John, you have one option to tell her, yeah, I'm interested in kids, but I'd like to enjoy my relationship with you more first than being thrown into being parents,
But
man.
you are telling her that. That's the thing.
It's so hard. You'll lose yourself inside of your
Well,
relationship.
it's
I'll be
it's
back.
you know the problem with it is you know you can only push so far and put rules, or like I can only say it so much before it starts becoming negative coming back.
Well, think about it like this. Think about it like as a slow yes instead of a fast no.
Yeah, of course. No,
You can always say yes
that's
and
in
then
the
take your time, and it might just take 3 years, 4 years before it even pops up as a.
that's the thing. She's not waiting that long, Vic.
But she can't be that confident of that kind of relationship you would have where it's that, you guys know your productivity. I'm the husband, you're the mother. I go to work, you stay home, or what the fuck.
No, that's not the see that's the thing. Like she has this vision in her mind, okay? And that vision is to get married, have kids, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Without any planning of who's going to be going to work, who's going to take care of the kids, and all that kind of stuff. And
Those things
how
have to be figured out.
are you going to afford all that?
That shit has to be fucking figured out.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Me and you, I'm thinking that way. Like, I won't jump into having kids if I can't afford it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I could
My
wish
life
up and down.
will be
the
miserable
block,
afterwards.
Like for me. Exactly.
And that's just how I know. That's for me, because I know I will be miserable. I don't know about her. She might be happy with the kid, but I will be
And plus,
miserable.
it's like, whose family is she joining? You're joining hers, or like look what I'm doing. I'm with Yesenia more often than not because.
I will always have my family. Nobody's gonna pull me away from my.
Yeah,
family.
no, of course, no one's gonna pull you away. You just.
It's not. It's just I don't care.
Make
Like
movements.
anything that let's say I marry her. Anybody else is extra. It's afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if she wants to have what she wants,
I will never lose my perspective on where I came from and all that stuff. Like those.
No, for sure. No.
The Malta family is number one. Like in the end, but I got to take care of myself. You know what I mean? So
no,
family
that's my argument. That's my argument is that you are doing you at the same time. But what I was reiterate in so many words, it's like I can pray every day to have a kid with Yesenia, but at the same time, it's like I already have these two, and I can only imagine having to provide for them two and add more on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, oh my god. Like
that you gotta understand. You gotta worry. Like me, when
you are gonna have the help of her family with the kid.
Hold on, Vic. Hold on. So it's that's okay. When
she lives in Pasadena, you don't live together.
Hold on. When I think about having kids and stuff like that, I get worried about, is the kid gonna be sick? Let's just say, the kid grows up. How am I gonna handle all this shit? Like just the little scenarios that could possibly happen. So I think
if you take time with the relationship.
Well, me, I'm not in this to just be married and have kid. Like I'm in it with her to be with her. You know what I mean? And there are rules to be with her, and these are those set guidelines that this has to be in the page in a chapter in that book. There's marriage, and it has to go a certain way. I gotta go, get approval, and then meet the family, and and the whole nine, like that. I don't know. I hate. I don't like to. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know any better. I'm just stubborn like that. I hate being pushed into a situation.
Well,
because I want something,
Well, I learned a lot in a relationship by living with somebody, because a lot of open doors opened up when you live with them and you feel.
Of course.
But
I don't know what she's like when you wake up in the morning. I don't know what she's like when she gets out of the shitter after she takes her shit. I don't know what the hell. She doesn't know me either, like that. You know what I
That's
mean?
either one of you, man. Let alone just jumping into being parents. But that's another argument for another night.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you don't know. I don't know. But
No, it's a great, but hey, these are good things to talk about, though. Too, you're taking the right steps. I mean, you're doing the right things. I love it. I love the sound of it. Regardless, what about you, Will? I mean, John doing all this,
Care about fucking women right
doing
now.
this kind of
bro,
steps in
I
life.
don't even think about wedding or kids or any of that. Every time I see her, I'm focused on her. That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
No more, no less. And I can't be worried about what she's thinking about all the time. You know what I
No.
mean? So I gotta make sure I'm in it for the right reasons.
Listen, bro.
That I see something in her that I want for the future. You know, want
Women
from
are
her and myself for the future.
women are always gonna tell you their expectations front and forward. Like there's no like this is what I want.
Yeah,
All that is, and it sounds like a here and now thing. All that is just making sure that you understand that she's expecting you to be on the same wavelength as far as
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh
Other than
yes,
that,
instead of a fast no.
don't let anybody rush you into shit. Other than that, bro, that's all I gotta say.
No, nobody's gonna rush me. That's the thing. I mean, you could take it or leave it. That's all I got.
Sometimes you could still say yes and be all for it, and then nothing happens. So it's like it's
Yeah.
all shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and nothing happens, and then 4 years go by, and oh, now we have one. Hey, what do you know? We're ready now.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that might happen. You never know. And any coincidence,
Bro,
it'll work out where you guys take a long time to have kids. What do you know?
you're trying to bring up the suggestion of going to live with her just to get to know if you possibly can live with her the rest of her life. You shouldn't be thinking about kids right now. I mean, it's good to have an understanding that eventually I want kids.
Yes.
But to be like, I want a kid right now.
But like the moving
Well said.
in,
Well
she
said.
won't do any of the moving in unless it's marriage. And I go, not even for like 6 months, like we're engaged, you know, and she's like, then what's the purpose of getting married then? I'm like, you're not making sense, you know, like.
You're working backwards.
Yeah, it's like you want to.
You need
People
to know
get engaged and it doesn't work. There's a reason, because they start learning more about each other, and it's not good. You know.
Well, it's not fair to the relationship. It's not fair to any relationship.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I know. I worked with this one girl at the Child Development Center in Long Beach. And then I worked a few years later, and when I went to one of the guys that used to work at, and not with me, but after I left, he was working there. He came out and I met him, and they worked with each other. And then I left and I worked at this company I'm working at now with that same girl.
Oh, okay.
She hits me up one day. His name. She hits me up. They're dating. All was out of the blue.
Okay.
They really hit it off. They mesh well. They have really good chemistry. Whatever. Never lived together. Decided to get married. Like I don't know how much longer. They got married. Have a kid. You know, she has a daughter. They had a kid like a year later or something, whatever it was. They're doing great. The circumstances are different for everybody, I think.
Everybody, yes.
But I think she needs to respect your reasoning of, I need to know who you are before I could start. I need to get established step 1 before I could establish step 2 and 3. Step 1 being knowing if you're the person that life is going to be achieved with. But the only way you could know that, you don't see her that often. You see her once a week, if anything. Now it's like whatever.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I told her the
What
other
if
day,
she's,
when we do see
what if
each
she
other,
gets
it's like,
grossed out when you scratch your nuts? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what the fuck?
see,
Well, I
If
mean,
we're gonna-
that's all.
We're married. Sorry, I'm gonna scratch my nuts.
well, you grow into that kind of stuff. I'm
That's
just saying,
something-
like,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, but it
sometimes
could be
people,
it could be a reason to be stickler. It
You're
could be a
talking about a
reason.
personality trait. You're talking about like, oh shit, where did that come from? Like that type of thing. Like,
yeah,
you need
Okay,
to
that
think
too.
about that.
That too.
I
like
don't know.
It's like an everybody poops
I'm-
situation.
look
You
it,
don't
I'm
see
not
everybody
saying-
poop, you know everybody does it. You know.
I'm not saying that she's not hearing me. She heard me. She understood it. She respects it. The
Yeah.
whole nine.
hmm
Just she has a vision, a game plan, and this is the game plan. And she made it abundantly clear that if you're not with any of these, then we shouldn't go forward. She didn't say that, but you got to look at it in a different way, kind of thing.
That's understandable though.
Like
Hey,
you
I'm
kind of
just
put
talking about-
handcuffs on me in a sense, but
I don't think
It's-
she's saying that. I think it's kind of
no.
like, I think it's kind of like she knows what she wants out of her life.
Yes. She does. She does.
And
And
she
I
wants to.
Look I respect that. I really do.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's a lot of people that don't know what the fuck they're doing tomorrow, you know, and all that stuff. I respect it. But it puts me in a bind because I had a vision of my own. And I always thought it was actually a pretty decent vision. You go live with somebody for a while, your family gets used to them, and then they're going to ask you, when are you going to get married? And all of a sudden you get married, and then you go do your thing. But she's kind of ixnaying that part, and you have to get married to live with that person and enjoy, and then and people get to know her. I don't like that. That just kind of seems kind of weird, you know?
My whole thing is, I don't feel like I necessarily have to live with somebody, but the main thing is that if I'm pursuing like a marriage or whatever, like I want to make sure the number one thing for me is that not only does my family okay with her, but her family and me don't mesh. Because I've had a couple girlfriends where their parents, for one reason or another, don't like me, don't even know me.
Oh, no. Well, hold on. This is another thing. She made it abundantly clear. Let's just say her father doesn't approve,
Yeah.
then she's not going to get married. And I
Yeah.
go, okay, so what if we go through all this and
But
he
you know
says
what?
no?
Those are empty words, and I'm going to tell you why.
Of course.
Because if
course.
she got to know you for so long and she's already made her mind up, that's not gonna. She's gonna
Bro.
convince her dad.
Bro, how many? This is a story as old as time. Romeo, Juliet, the whole nine. Bro, my parents, same thing. My mom's dad hated my dad. He didn't like anything about him. But guess what? He turned out to be a really good guy and had 2 kids and took care of my mom and
Yeah.
good person. And they actually liked each other. After it happened, after they get married and had loves the guy, you know?
Yeah, that story happens a lot, man.
A lot, man. It's just, I don't know. It makes you think weird thoughts when you're having those discussions and you're like, I'm not ready to think like this now. Like, we haven't even lived together yet. Do I even know if I want to do all this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's totally reasonable in the United States, man. There's a lot of shit going on. We can't rush into shit.
Yeah. But it's okay. I'm
totally happy about the whole Arabic scene in your life, though. That's pretty cool. No.
It's okay. It's cool. It's
Like-
easier. I don't have to learn, like, let's just say it was a Mexican or an Italian girl or a whatever. I don't have to learn a whole new how to talk to people and what to say in front of people and things you don't do to the older people and, you know, stuff like that. You don't have to learn, you know, it's second nature, you know. Even though I don't know the language, I don't know Arabic and
You don't
Armenian. I
have
barely know
You
anything.
know the fucking culture.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I forget more and more of the language every fucking year. I forget more and more and more and more. I'm fucking almost empty, bro.
Yeah.
But when my dad tells me something, when my mom tells me something in Arabic, sometimes they'll say some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Now you're using more fucking shit. I don't fucking know. You never fucking. I swear my dad's like forgetting English, bro.
Oh, really? Well.
Speaking more and more Arabic now. What the fuck? Now? 38 fucking years. Now you want to teach me?
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yes.
All right. Well, this was a great show. We talked about Mars and UFOs and life and COVID and conspiracies. This was just one of those nonstop evolving shows, which is actually pretty cool.
Semen.
But yes. But for JayBee and Will, thank you for tuning in. Please, and Victor as well. Sorry, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me
Much
on.
appreciated. Please like and subscribe, comment. We'd like any and all of your opinions. It would be great. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.